All right, pre-algebra, last section of chapter 13, volumes of pyramids, cones, and spheres today. So notice that this pyramid, let me change colors, and no fat pen. Okay, notice that this pyramid and rectangular prism have congruent bases and the same height. Congruent bases and the same height. Suppose you filled the pyramid with water and poured it into the prism. After you did this 3 times, the prism would be full. This demonstrates that the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 that of the rectangular prism. The same is true for a cylinder, right here, and a cone with congruent bases and the same height. Congruent bases, same height. To find the volume of a pyramid or cone, use the following formula, where volume is equal to 1/3 times the base times the height, okay? Height of a cone or pyramid is the distance from the vertex perpendicular to the base. So remember, this right here is not the height of this pyramid, okay? This right here, not the height of this cone, okay? Here, okay, here, this is the distance from the vertex, okay, perpendicular to the base, and same here. Whoops, sorry, I think it's this right here. There we go, sorry, right there, all right? Okay, find the volume of the square pyramid. So here we have a square pyramid, okay? The base is 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and the height is 12 centimeters. The volume is equal to 1/3 times the area of the base, capital B, times the height. So big B, the area of that base, is simply 8 squared, because it's length times width, right? So that's 64. So the volume is equal to 1/3 times 64 times the height, times 12. When you plug that all into your calculator, you get 256 centimeters cubed. I'm used to writing squared, okay? Centimeters cubed, because we're talking about volume. Example number 2, find the volume of the cone. So here we have a radius down here of 4 centimeters and a height of 6 centimeters. Volume is equal to 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. Area of the base in this case is going to be pi r squared, right? Because that's the area of a circle. So pi times 4 squared, so 16 pi, all right? Plug it into our volume formula, 1/3 times 16 times pi times 6. Plug it all into your calculator, and you get approximately 100.5 centimeters cubed, all right? Now, skill check number 1. Find the volume of the following cones and pyramids to the nearest whole number. So we have a cone here, and we have a pyramid. Pyramid's number 1, cone's number 2. I'm going to go ahead and do the cone, all right? Volume is equal to 1/3 area of the base times the height. Area of the base, pi r squared. So pi times 5 squared is 25 pi. So that's 1/3, the volume is 1/3 times 25 times pi times the height is 8 centimeters, and we get 209 centimeters cubed when we round that to the nearest whole number. Number 1, do it for practice, and you should get 1,620 centimeters cubed. 3, 4, and 5, find the volume of the following figures to the nearest tenth. Let's go ahead, let's figure out let's do the rectangular pyramid, number 5. Okay, the base is 5 meters times 8 meters, the height is 6 meters. V is equal to, what is that? V is equal to 1/3 times the base times the height. So in this case, 1/3, the area of the base is going to be 5 times 8. The height is 6. When you plug that all into your calculator and then round to the nearest whole number, you get approximately 80 meters cubed. Number 3, you should get 188.4 inches cubed. And the square pyramid, when you do that one for practice, you should get 140.8 feet cubed. Just as for the surface area of a sphere, the mathematics to demonstrate the formula for volume of a sphere is beyond the scope of this book. Since all spheres are similar to all other spheres, the only measurement needed is the radius. Okay? Formula for volume of a sphere, 4/3 times pi r cubed. Okay? Example number 3, find the volume of a sphere with a diameter of 15 feet to the nearest hundredth. Find the number of gallons it will hold, where 1 feet cubed, or 1 cubic foot, is equal to 7 48 of a gallon. So first, let's do volume. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. In this case, we have a diameter of 15 feet, which means our radius is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 feet. I'm going to plug that into my volume formula, 4/3 times pi times 7.5 cubed. That ends up being approximately 1,766.25 feet cubed when you plug that all into your calculator. All right. Now, find the number of gallons it will hold. Okay. For every 1 cubic foot, it can hold 7.48 gallons. So all we do is we multiply 7.48 gallons times 1,766.25 feet cubed, and we end up with 13,212 gallons. That's approximately. Okay, we're doing that to the nearest gallon. All right, because you wouldn't do like half of a gallon or a tenth of a gallon. Okay, usually you're going to round to the nearest whole number. Example number 4, find the radius of a sphere when given a volume of 288 pi meters cubed. So let's take a look at our formula. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. All right, plug in the information that we do have. We have the volume is 288 pi. That is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, we're going to multiply everything by 3/4. Why am I multiplying everything by 3/4? Because that is the same as dividing both sides by 4/3, which is what I need to do to cancel out the 4/3. So that goes away. 3/4 times 288 pi is 216 pi is equal to pi r cubed. Divide both sides by pi. Those pi's cancel, those pi's cancel, and we're left with r cubed is equal to 216. So we are going to take the cube root. Okay, take the cube root. Do not take the square root here. Cube root cancels out the r raised to the 3rd power here. R is equal to the cube root of 216, which is 6 meters. Okay. All right, so let's tackle number 1. Notice the instructions say express the answers both in terms of pi and rounded to the nearest whole number. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Volume is equal to 4/3 times pi times 7 cubed for number 1. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi 7 cubed is 343. So we end up with 4 times 343 all over 3 times pi. 4 times 343 is 1,372 over 3 times pi. Okay, that would, meters cubed. That would be the volume, leaving it in terms of pi. If I don't leave it in terms of pi, rounded to the nearest whole number, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1,372 divided by 3, and I'm going to multiply that. That is 457 1/3, by the way. I'm going to multiply that times 3.14. That gives me a decimal of 1,436.02667, so rounded to the nearest whole number. That's going to be 1,436 meters cubed. That would be a complete answer for number 1. Practice with number 2. Should get 36 pi feet cubed and approximately 113 feet cubed. And number 3, please note that is a diameter. Make sure you use the radius, and you will get 500 over 3 pi meters cubed and 523 meters cubed. That's this lesson.